Guest Steve, BoroFanTV, Elland Road, 2-1 defeat to Leeds with Youssef. Youssef,
Yeah.
tell me what you're seeing, mate.
Yeah, I mean that was gutting, to be honest. I mean, out of all the defeats we've had this season, that hurt the most. I thought after all the good work we did before the international break, it seems to have gone undone. In terms of team selection, I mean, Connor Roberts. I mean, both goals were down the right hand side. I don't want to point at individuals, but the first goal, Connor Roberts had to do better. Second goal, Connor Roberts could have done better as well, and Grant Ledbetter, he struggled with that as well. So it was two individual mistakes that we had in both the goals, which was disappointing. But all the hard work that we did before the international break was gone, which is really, really disappointing. And it was just gut-wrenching, really.
Like you say, their manager seemed to have done his own work. I feel as if whether it was Fabio or Roberts, that they've done their own work, obviously down the sides with us.
Yeah, definitely. That was an area for them to target defensively, because that's where we sort of struggled. Because even George Friend at left back struggled. So I thought, in terms of trying to play against us, teams know to attack the fullbacks, because certainly for this game, because Connor Roberts and George Friend haven't been first choice this season, and you saw that, and we badly missed Cyrus Christie. I mean, Cyrus Christie, not just defensively, but going forward, he's an extra impetus, certainly going forward, and we definitely miss Cyrus. So, hopefully he comes back on Wednesday, because we missed him massively.
Our link-up play today, Youssef. Nothing seemed to happen between our midfield and front two.
Yeah, nothing. I mean, it was so open in the midfield. Obviously, before the international break, we had a couple of difficult fixtures against Hull and Reading, but the tactics that game was spot on in terms of pressing. The team was working really well as a team. But today, I mean, I look at that team selection. I just think, how many of the players can actually walk off the pitch, with their heads held high? And there's probably just Britt Bolonga, who worked quite hard, and Darren Randolph in goal. But apart from that, I thought defensively we just looked really shaky and back to where it was before our good sort of run of wins just before the international break. So that was massive disappointing.
Ledbetter seemed obviously to be on their radar as well. He was targeted.
Yeah, he struggled. I mean, he obviously doesn't have the legs anymore, because obviously he tends to get substituted off after 60, 65, 70 minutes practically every game that he's played. But yeah, he looked very, very leggy, which I was surprised, because I thought he might have looked leggy, when we played Sunderland a couple of weeks back, because that was his third game in a week. But he had 2 weeks off, the lads did, and you sometimes think the 2 weeks break didn't help momentum, because it was like everything that we worked on was gone, and we before we went back to basics. Today we seem to have gone backwards, which was just desperately disappointing. So yeah.
And changes for Wednesday, Birmingham. Do you think he'll make some?
Well, obviously Cyrus Christie will come back for Connor Roberts, and I hope Fabio comes back for George Friend. But apart from that, I personally would like to keep the same sort of team, apart from changing back to the two fullbacks that helped us, with our run of form. They both play, the Christie and Friend played. Christie and Fabio both played against Reading and did quite well, and started the game against Hull. Did well. I know Fabio got injured, and George came on. But they've been. In terms of going forward, they give us the extra width, and certainly going forward, because obviously Cyrus Christie and Stuart Downing have formed a really good partnership, and today it looked like Connor Roberts and Stuart Downing, it was a new partnership. George Friend and Tavernier looked a bit, they didn't really link up as well as they could have. So it was like going back to a few weeks ago when they were learning about each other. So we're in November and we're still talking about players getting to play with each other and whatnot, which is obviously a big disappointment. But like I said, hopefully Birmingham, we go back and nothing less than a win is important, and hopefully we can go out and get a good result, and Riverside rocking on Wednesday.
Do you think it was too big of a game for Tav today?
No, I thought it was too big of a game for Connor Roberts, because that was his first league start, but not for Tavernier, because I thought in terms of going forward, he had a few, he had that one chance, didn't he, in the first half where he had to score that, really. I mean, if you're a top winger, you have to score that. I mean, and he kind of scuffed it, so that was disappointing. But I would have played Tav, but I think he was born in Leeds. Originally I think he's a Leeds lad, I heard. So maybe he, tried to work sort of too hard, but I don't think it was too big of a game for him. But for Connor Roberts, I thought it definitely was. And Fabio maybe should have started at right back, and George Friend left back for sure.
Youssef, it's always a pleasure.
No worries. And before
Thanks
I
for
end, can I
appearing
just
on.
say thumbs up for Bradley Lowry. Thumbs up for Bradley Lowry.
Youssef,
No worries.
it's always a pleasure. Thank you very much, mate.